This is obviously a disconcerting photo, but maybe not for the reasons it may appear. Of course, the perversion of organic social relations of the crowd by VR reminds us of the distortion of reality that technology threatens. But the French philosopher Jean Baudrillard writes in Simulacra and Simulation that this digitally distorted reality is a dramatic form of a simulation which has already infected reality, what he calls the hyperreal. And that can be seen in Zuckerberg's genes. In the long history of humanity, genes are a relatively novel phenomenon. Genes were introduced in the 1870s as a purely utilitarian garment worn by factory workers and miners for their durability and manual labour. But Jean Baudrillard comments in his first book, The System of Objects, that commodities never just fill a functional purpose, but also work as a sign of one's class origins. Objects define categories of people. They police social meaning. Through this way of viewing objects as signs, one can see how genes evolved beyond their working class practicality. In the 1950s, actors such as James Dean and Marlon Brando donned the working class clothes to signify a rejection of the dominant formal wear of US conservative culture. In only a few years, this counterculture was brought to the mainstream as jeans became popular casual wear, and this symbolization of informality was what Mark Zuckerberg signified by his famous wearing of jeans. The pioneer of Silicon Valley capitalism appropriating formerly working class clothing marks a new era of artificiality. So what we have in the history of jeans is a commodity which once signified working class belonging, but today has been appropriated by their class antithesis, which leaves jeans with no real symbolic translation at all.
If you wear jeans, today it's already neutralized.
And this destruction of meaning is exactly what Baudrillard discusses in his concept of hyperreality. In Simulacra and Simulation, Baudrillard describes postmodern society as a world where there is more and more information, but less and less meaning. What Baudrillard means is that images in a media-soaked society are recreations of other media imagery. Simulacra is the evolution of meaning wherein images mirror other images, which culminates in its total separation from the original meaning. Baudrillard describes this destruction of meaning in a four-step process. 1. An image is a reflection of a profound reality. 2. It denatures a profound reality. 3. It masks the absence of a profound reality. 4. It has no relation to any reality whatsoever. It is its own pure simulacrum. To put this back in the context of genes, in the first step, genes were a simple reflection of one's class origins, but this simple signification was denatured as genes were co-opted by the 1950s rebels. Then, the counterculture transformed genes as a sign of class into a sign of informality, thus destroying the original meaning. And finally, as these clothes which once signified the working class are donned by one of the richest men in the world, they enter the final stage, a pure simulacrum with no relation to reality.
Reality itself becomes enigmatic and simulating.
Many have commented on the eerie character of Zuckerberg's metaverse, and more recently Apple's Vision Pro. But Baudrillard says that such things are scapegoats of artifice, so that we may believe simulation stops when we take off the headset. VR is presented as imaginary in order to make us believe that the rest